Press conference ng Department of Health ukol sa COVID-19, narito po.
News to all. This may be attributed to our strengthened surveillance, early travel restrictions, and enhanced laboratory processes. But this is not enough reason to let our guards down. The DOH will continuously assess the situation and improve its surveillance protocols based on evidence and further developments, our Secretary said. Updates on the new Clark City repatriates. DOH reported that 14 quarantined individuals at the new Clark City showed signs and symptoms of respiratory illness. The patients under investigation manifested sore throat, 10 of them, cough, 3 of them, and fever, 1 of them, and all had been subjected to laboratory tests. Among the 14 patients under investigations, 10 tested negative for COVID-19, while 4 are with pending laboratory results. The patients under investigation are still admitted at our referral facility. We are more than ready to cater to the needs of our kababayans should they test positive for COVID-19. We are also geared up for the possibility of local transmission. The welfare and safety of our health workers are our topmost priority. And as such, we have adequately trained and equipped them to carefully handle positive cases should they arise, the Health Secretary said. Global updates on the COVID-19. DOH is adopting its contingency plans as the World Health Organization raised its risk assessment on COVID-19 to very high at the regional and global levels. Currently, there are 58 countries with confirmed cases and 20 countries with local transmission. DOH also reported that as of March 2, there are a total of 86 confirmed COVID-19 cases among overseas Filipinos around the globe. Japan recorded the most overseas Filipino cases with a total of 80. 48 are still admitted, while 32 had already been discharged, followed by UAE, Hong Kong, and Singapore with 2 cases each. The most recent case was a 41-year-old Filipina who was admitted to a health facility in Singapore. The Philippine government has repatriated 10 overseas Filipinos from the MV Diamond Princess cruise ship who were initially positive for COVID-19 and were later discharged after their recovery. President Roa Rodrigo Duterte has been personally monitoring their status and promised the same care and protection to our other kababayans who might soon find themselves in the same position. He is keen on ensuring our fellow Filipinos' health and safety wherever they are in the world, the health chief concluded.
Okay, thank you, Secretary. We will now be taking questions from our media partners. For our speaker to be able to address you directly, may we please request our media partners to first introduce yourself and then the media outfit that you represent. Let's start with Sir Jovic.
Hi, Asek. Good afternoon po. Ma'am, yung sa detection lang natin ng COVID-19 cases natin, because ang symptoms natin ay tama ho ba, fever, cough, and sore throat. So are we calling on the public na if may experience sila na ganito, kailangan na ba nila magpa-check agad even without travel history? Nandun na ba tayo sa point na yun? Or wala pa naman?
Wala pa tayo sa puntong ganyan, Jovic, no? Kasi nga ang sinasabi natin, unang-una, wala pa tayong local transmission dito sa ating bansa. So hindi natin kailangan mangamba o mabahala kung sakasakaling makaramdam tayo ng ubo, sipon o lagnat, tapos wala naman tayong history of travel to affected area. So, dun sa decision tool natin na ginagamit ngayon, ikaw ay makaklasify lang na patient under investigation kapag ikaw ay may history of travel dun sa ating mga bansang nilagyan natin ng restriction at saka meron kang mga simptomas, no? Na katulad ng lagnat, ubo o sipon. Ngayon, kung ikaw naman ay may history of travel or may history of exposure tapos wala ka namang simptomas, you are classified as person under monitoring. Yung mga kababayan natin na maka-experience ng mga simptomas katulad ng lagnat, ubo, sipon o kahit ano pa, no, yung sore throat na tinatawag, pero wala namang history of travel, hindi kailangan pang magpatingin o hindi kailangan mangamba, no? Hindi po ito related dito sa ating sinasabi ngayon because we still do not have local transmission.
May update po tayo dun sa 26 Korean sa Cebu and magka-contact tracing din ba tayo?
We do contact tracing kapag may positibong kaso. Dito naman sa Cebu, yung mga South Koreans na nagpunta doon, wala naman ang exhibit ng kahit na anong signs and symptoms. No? 15 of them flew back to South Korea yesterday. 2 sa kanila ay babalik sa kanilang bansa ngayong araw na ito. Yung isa, pumunta siya sa Angeles at na-trace na natin sila, and we have already endorsed this South Korean dun sa ating region, Region 3. Yung 7 naman, nandun sila sa iba't ibang mga hotels sa Cebu at they signified their intent na magstay pa sila longer than their quarantine period. So, ibig sabihin, pagkatapos ng quarantine period, gusto pa rin nilang mamalagi dito sa bansa. So, pag-uusapan niya, no, because there is this travel ban kasi. But anyway, they are still in quarantine, these 7.
Okay, Sir Rafi.
Hi, Ma'am. Rafi Bosano po from ABS. Magtatanong lang kasi na-mention niyo po last week that over the weekend magkakaroon ng interagency task force meeting on the possible repatriation of Filipinos from Macau. Napag-usapan na po ba yan, Ma'am? And as well as the other countries like South Korea?
Yes, sir, bukas meron tayong high-level officials meeting of our interagency task force. Kasama po sa agenda, no, itong mga sinasabi nyo, yung possible na request ng mga kababayan natin from Macau, kung pwede sila ma-repatriate, at saka yung sinasabi nga natin na mga South Koreans natin who are still staying, no, in Cebu until now, but they are on quarantine. That's why they're here. But beyond those period, no, yung beyond the period na maka-quarantine sila, yun ang dapat pag-isipan at pagdesisyonan.
Would we know, Ma'am, kung ano po yung assistance na natatanggap ng mga tourists in Macau who are stranded there? Kasi meron po kaming mga nai-interview na ubos na daw po yung kanilang budget kasi nga they came as tourists at nag-extend na rin daw po sila ng visa and their visas set to expire on March 6. So may mga ganun pong problema, Ma'am. How is the government addressing this?
Una-una, hindi siguro yung ahensya namin ang may mandato, no, para mabigay ang kasagutan mo sa ngayon. Basta ang alam lang natin, pinag-uusapan lahat ito through the Interagency Task Force at may kanya-kanyang mandato at may kanya-kanyang pag-respond ang ating mga ahensya ukol dito sa mga ganitong issues.
Pero malaki po yung likelihood, Ma'am, na magkakaroon ng third repatriation?
Bukas natin malalaman.
Okay, Ma'am Aiko, and then Ma'am Sheila.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ASEC. Aiko Miguel from UNTV. Ma'am, just like to clarify, yung pong 10 na tested negative na po in a health facility in Central Luzon, di ba po ba supposed to be kapag tested negative, they should be brought back to NCC? Papaano po yun, ma'am? Are we waiting for the result of the 4 bago po sila maibalik po doon? What's the protocol po?
Di naman po, ma'am. Ang ating protocol, kapag ikaw ay nag-test na negative, tapos asymptomatic ka na, ibig sabihin, yung kadahilanan na dinala ka doon sa ating referral facility ay nawala na, no, yung symptoms mo. So sa ngayon, meron na tayong 8 na asymptomatic out of those 10 na negative at sila ay set to be brought back to our New Clark City within the day.
And then, are we planning to lift po, change yung interagency po na policy doon sa public gatherings? Ma'am, may joint statement po before with DOT since hindi na naman ine-encourage ng DOH to join yung national mall sale, or nationwide mall sales.
Wala tayong pinag-uusapan pa, no, na mababago sa any of our policies or issuances. Basta ang malinaw, nagpalabas ang DOH ng advisory about 2 weeks ago about big gatherings at iyon ay nakalagay lang po doon ay to encourage, no? To encourage our citizens na kung maaari may pagpaliban natin ang pag-attend sa mga big crowd events or this kind of gatherings. So, ito po, hanggang ngayon, yung pa rin ang posisyon natin. No? We just encourage. We cannot mandate at this point because we still do not have local transmission.
And then, has Interagency Task Force talked about the transmission sa animals? Kasi sa Hong Kong, ma'am, may report na about it.
Meron po tayong mga itinatala, no, na mga reports about different new information coming from other countries, experiences, articles that are being published. Isa yan, no, sa isa sa nakatala ngayon, yung tungkol sa animals, nasabi yung aso sa Hong Kong ay nag-test positive for that. Nakatala po yan at pinag-uusapan. Pero sa ngayon, wala pang parang science, no, behind that. Wala pang enough evidence or hard facts para patunayan na totoo yan or hindi. So, we are playing it by ear. Pag lumabas ang isang recommendation rekomendasyon galing sa ating mga eksperto, and then titignan natin kung anong dapat natin gawin. But yes, it's part of the radar of what we are trying to study right now.
Ma'am Sheila.
Ma'am, na-mention niyo po na may 22 more Filipinos on board the ship na naka-recover. May plano ba for repatriation nila?
Yes, ma'am. Sa ngayon po, out of the 80, 32 na po yung naka-recover, and of those 32, 10 na po yung naipauwi natin dito. May naiwan pa hong 22 na sa ngayon inaayos pa ho through our embassy there and through our Department of Foreign Affairs. Malalaman po natin in the coming days kung paano rin po. No?
Pero may target na po ng repatriation? Target din?
They are talking with the Department of Foreign Affairs, details of which I still don't know for now. Maybe by tomorrow it can be discussed briefly dun po sa IATF.
Katulad po ng mga naunang hindi nila kailangang mag-quarantine ulit dito?
Ma'am, sila po, nung sila po ay nagpositibo, bago sila nakalabas ng ospital, nakapag-2 negative test na sila within 48 hours, plus wala na po sila mga simptomas. So pagbalik nila ho dito, we are just going to do strict monitoring for them.
Ma'am, may tuloy-tuloy po yung report abroad na may nung reinfection ng dating positive na nag-negative and then nag-positive ulit. Ano na po, may bago ba sa position ng DOH? Ano po yung guidance from WHO?
Yes, ma'am. Katulad nung sabi natin kanina, no, this disease is evolving. It is novel, it's something new. So, pag binasan ho natin yung full articles ng mga lumalabas na eksperyensya ng ibang bansa, makikita ho natin na nagsasabi rin naman yung eksperto doon na wala pa silang ganun kadaming ebidensya, no, para mabigyang kasagutan kung bakit nagkakaganon. Kailangan pa daw ng mas maraming masusing pag-aaral. So, ganun pa rin ho ang posisyon ng department. Kinukuha ho natin yung mga experience yan, yung mga datos na yan, itinatala natin para kasama yan sa pag-aaral natin, no? At inaantay din natin ang rekomendasyon ng ating mga experts ukol dyan kung meron na silang accurate na evidence, no, to support this kind of situation.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I'm Marise Omali of GMA7. Ma'am, what will be the parameters in extending or expanding the travel ban on areas like, for example, Japan, in South Korea, not just the North Gyeongsang province, but the entire country? What will be the parameters that you need to look for in order to expand these travel ban details?
Yes, ma'am. We have this tool that we use in our interagency task force kung saan po meron tayong parameters or metrics na ginagamit para i-subject natin ang bawat bansa kung ito ay kailangan magkaroon ng restrictions o wala. First would be the presence of local transmission, of course. Second would be the volume or the number of cases within the country. The third would be the volume of travelers coming from that country to our country. And the fourth would be, of course, the capacity of our government in our country to respond. No? So ito yung mga ginamit natin nung nasubject natin ng China with Hong Kong and Macau, nung nasubject natin yung selective ban natin for the country of South Korea, and this is also what we are going to use for other countries na makikita nating baka kailanganin natin na magkaroon din ng restriction.
And may I just clarify, ma'am, until when, or do you have a time frame in order to determine if we already have these parameters? What will be the time frame to determine if the same ban will be implemented in the entire country, specifically, for example, South Korea and Japan, where there are a lot of cases, or there has been a spike in the cases of COVID?
It's a regular activity for our interagency task force to regularly discuss this kind of issues during their interagency task force. Isa sa kasunduan na mga membership ng ating interagency task force is for them to regularly discuss kung sino ang dapat ma-restrict at kung sino ang dapat ma-lift na yung ban. So it's a regular thing. So maybe hopefully tomorrow something will be agreed upon, no? Para po dito sa mga katanungan natin na ito base rin dun sa ginagawang decision tool na ginagamit na decision tool ng IATF.
Ma'am, may I just clarify yung statistics or figures niyo a while ago regarding the 26 South Koreans from Daegu City. 15 flew back to will be going back to South Korea today. 1 is in Angeles, right? And then 7 are in different hotels. Where's the other one?
2 would fly back to Korea today.
Yes,
That's
15 plus 2, 17,
Yes.
18. No,
And the
is in
other one
Angeles.
is for verification.
For verification, meaning is he or she is still in the hotel right
No,
now?
this
What do you mean by
male,
verification?
yes, this male South Korean, initially when he went to Cebu, he gave that detail with our ports that he's staying in this specific hotel. So when they went there to look for him, he was not there, and still he's trying to be traced for now.
So meaning there's still one who is missing
yes, there's one.
right now.
Yes.
Oo, yung sinasabi po ng hotel, sorry ma'am, hindi na po kayo yun, pero yung sinabi po kasi ng Hotel Restaurants Association last Friday, everyone has been accounted for. So meaning there's still one who can't be located at this point. There's still one who's still missing, right?
This the location for verification. That's part of the report that was forwarded to me as of today, this morning. So whatever has been discussed with the hotel owners, this is what we got for this morning from our regional office in Cebu.
And sorry, ma'am, another point of clarification, because when I was in Cebu, the Department of Health Director mentioned that even if you're asymptomatic, there's still the chance to transmit. Probably you're just asymptomatic and you do not manifest the symptoms, but there's still the possibility of transmitting something. So there is a need to contact trace. But you mentioned a while ago that there's no need to contact trace anymore because they're asymptomatic. So ano po ba talaga yung susundin namin? May contact tracing? Because what was mentioned when I was in Cebu last Thursday and Friday, they need to know kung sino yung mga nakasalamuha nitong mga taong ito. So
Yes, ma'am. Hindi natin kailangan mag-contact trace. Pag sinabi ko pong contact trace, halimbawa po ako ay positibong pasyente, kailangan ma-contact trace ko lahat ng mga taong nakasalamuha ko. Halimbawa, kumain ako kanina dun sa table na yon at nandun ang 4 na tao, kailangan mahanap ko yung 4 na tao na yan pagkatapos ng mag-turn ako na positive. But what you are trying to tell me now is contact tracing that you say we find all of these 26 people. So, ang sinasabi po nung ating regional director na kahit asymptomatic ka, pwede ka magkaroon. We just like to be very, very sure na makita natin tong 26 na to, have them quarantined, and if they show signs and symptoms, we test them. Because they are coming from a place which is of high risk for all of us. And we know that because they came from Daegu in South Korea. Our decision tool, ang nakalagay po dyan, for you to be classified as a patient under investigation, you must show signs and symptoms related to COVID-19. All of these 26 South Koreans, when they came here, did not have any signs and symptoms. But they have a history of travel coming from Daegu. So we consider them person under monitoring. That's why we still have to look for them kasi kailangan ma-monitor natin sila. Kailangan mag-quarantine sila, self-quarantine, monitored self-quarantine. Kasi yung probabilidad, mataas dahil galing sila dun sa lugar na may mga kaso. So, yun po siguro ang ibig sabihin ng Region 7 natin.
alright, thank
Last
you,
two
ma'am.
questions po, Ma'am Sheila.
Ma'am, may coordination na po ba sa CAB or any airline authority regarding do sa missing Korean kung nakalabas na siya ng bansa?
Lahat naman po ginagawa na sa ngayon, no? So when they say location for verification, they coordinate with relevant agencies. Siguro mamaya may report na po galing sa kanila because regularly they report to us or even tomorrow morning, ha?
Hi ma'am, good afternoon. Gerard po from Malaya. Ma'am, clarify ko lang, yung you mentioned before, yung resolution on the airlines, na-promulgate na po ba yun? Yung crew, yung cabin crew, yung exemption sa quarantine, opo.
Yes, sir. Nung pinirmahan po yung Interagency Task Force Resolution natin nung 1 linggo, kasama na po yun, no? Yung exemption po ng mga piloto at saka ng ating mga airline crew dito sa pagka-quarantine.
Ano po yung coverage na anong flight? And sino po yung mga personal pilots and then yung mga flight attendants po?
Yes, there is this list na parang criteria kung kailan ka dapat i-quarantine at kung kailan ka pwedeng ma-exempt. Because alam naman po natin, no, pag nakita naman at meron talagang notation na ang isang crew ay directly, no, na kapag may exposure sa isang pasyente na biglang suddenly turned out positive, she has to do quarantine. Pero kung under normal circumstances, as we say, ang piloto nasa cockpit lang naman yan. So ang mga airline crew, minimal exposure po, no? And then they have their protective gears. Yung kanilang gloves, yung kanilang mask when they do that. And then papunta ho, palabas at saka papasok ng aeroplano, naglagay na rin ho ng protocol ang Bureau of Quarantine kasama ng ibang ahensya para maiayos po ito. So this has been signed and there is already this memorandum circular na nilabas ng CAAP for this. CAAP Memo Circular number 06-2020. Wala akong kopya dito, ma'am, but maybe you can look it up.
Ma'am, another question.
Okay, this is the last question.
Sorry. Yung meron na po bang nag-signify na magpa-repatriate aside from those in Macau, like from South Korea, Japan, and Italy, kung meron na pong nag-signify na magpa-repatriate?
Kanina po, nagkaroon kami ng press con, no, sa Laging Handa, and our Ambassador Menyes was there from DFA. Tinanong po siya ng ganyang tanong. At ang sabi niya, wala pang formal request coming from the others, but marami nang tumatawag, mga informal request. So siguro, iaayos muna po ng Department of Foreign Affairs bago nila idulog dito sa Interagency Task Force natin.
One last, ma'am.
Actually, just a clarification, ma'am. Ma'am, ilan po yung nasa NCC na i-discharge today? Nabanggit niyo po kanina.
Oo. Wala pong i-discharge ngayon sa ating quarantine facility. Ang i-discharge po galing doon sa referral hospital natin ay 8 kasi wala na po silang simptomas. 8 doon sa 10 negative. Wala nang simptomas. Ibabalik na po sila sa New Clark City quarantine facility para ituloy nila yung 14-day quarantine period nila.
And last na lang po, yung sa isang Korean na nawawala, hindi pa po natitrace, ang sabi po ba ng hotel, nag-check-in talaga siya doon or never po siyang nag-check-in?
Hindi daw nag-check-in. So, erroneous yung binigay na informasyon sa atin. So, they're still trying to locate. Actually, sa Region 7 naman, the governor herself, no, si Governor Garcia, talagang she makes it a point na talagang kailangan mahanap niya lahat ng taon to. So, lahat ay namobilize niya para makatulong, no, para ma-locate natin itong South Korea na to. Maybe later this afternoon or tomorrow morning, meron na tayong balita about this.
Alright, that concludes our regular press briefing health event. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Asik Reset.